Philip, thanks for joining Westpac Wire.
Pleasure.
Now, Philip, you run Westpac's program in relation to the NPP, or the new payments platform, which goes live today. Can you tell us globally, does it make Australia a leader, or are we still a bit of a laggard in terms of real-time payments?
Well, real-time payment systems around the globe have been happening over the last decade. So there's probably about 35 countries who have a form of faster payments. But Australia's approach to this is unique. So I think it will put us into leadership because what we've done with the NPP is actually build a platform that can innovate over time. So you'll hear more language about overlay services and the way we can take this data-rich, fast infrastructure and use that to deliver services to customers over the long term. So in that respect, a lot of eyes are on Australia and how well we perform, not only at launch, but how we perform with new services over the next couple of years.
Yep. It's an interesting project too because it's developed by 13 banks working with the RBA. So Westpac, I think, has chosen to roll out first with consumers. So is there a bit of game theory going on among banks? Because everyone can kind of launch when and how they want, right?
Well, we've worked at an industry level really collaboratively. So this has been a journey. So back in 2013, the RBA released a report looking at payments innovation in Australia and said, actually, it's not fit for the new digital economy, being always on, being fast. So we've worked together to build a platform we think's here for the long term. So that's good. But you're right, from a launch perspective, all the four majors are here today at launch, which is great. But it's not a ubiquitous launch across Australia. So over time, other financial institutions will join. And indeed, other banks will choose the approach that's right for them. What we've chosen as right for us is to start with Westpac consumer customers. Because for us, getting this right and getting a seamless first-rate experience for our customers is paramount. So we spend a lot of time working across our channels and our systems to do that. And we're really excited. We're really excited about how customers will really use this system.
And I imagine over time could be some great opportunities for business customers too. Are you seeing rising interest from them in the NPP and what it can do?
Most certainly. I think if you take a step back and look at the existing payment ways businesses can pay and receive money in Australia, it hasn't dramatically changed for a number of years. So in the new world with NPP, an ability to receive or make payments 24/7, to send more information, to receive more information, opens up for businesses the opportunity to improve processes that have caused them real pain. A couple of examples, businesses being able to receive money urgently over a weekend if it's a service they're providing to a consumer, for example. To make salary payments in an emergency way or an ad hoc way is really important. So for businesses, definitely interest is rising, but they've got challenges in their own environments to be ready for NPP. So where we're spending a lot of time with our business and corporate customers is walking them through what they need to do to make the most of the opportunity for this.
And the backdrop to all this is such a heavy focus on data at the moment. If you think about, we've seen some progression on comprehensive credit reporting, on the open banking regime. How does data sit and work with the NPP?
Well, whilst it's not a direct response to those changes, what NPP is doing is building an infrastructure that connects banks securely and manages to move payments and data across that network. So over time, I think that component can be a really important asset for the Australian economy. And we're spending time thinking about exactly that. So whilst those open banking in particular has got a way to travel, I think having an asset we've all contributed to that can form part of the answer is an important one.
And if you think, like with everything, there's challenges and opportunities, right? I mean, the obvious challenge might be banks being worried about losing customers, revenue, but there's obviously then opportunities. There's great new services. There might be some things we can do on cost control. How do you see the future?
I think we've got, in the challenge and opportunity frame, I think challenges for us have been moving at pace as an industry, so collaborating, coordinating a very complex industry program, and I think we should be very proud of where we got to with that. And then each bank, including ourselves, the complexity of our own systems and putting something in place that's safe, secure, reliable for our customers it continues to be a challenge. But there's vast opportunity across all customer sets. I think it's increasing the choice for customers on how they want to pay and be paid. So for us, watching how consumers really use this. And when we talk about going out for a meal and splitting a bill and sending money to someone there and then receiving it and being able to use that money straight away, will that play out? Will customers and consumers use it that way? And similarly to your previous question, Michael, how do businesses, corporates and governments wish to use this when they've got a number of other ways of paying and receiving money today? So the most interesting conversations I have is probably in the corporate space about how to integrate MPP payments capabilities into processes that allow them to improve services for their customers. So I think this is really exciting, but it's for the long term. So I think the launch today is really important, but that's probably the first step of what I hope are many steps into improving the payment experience for our customers.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to see the usage of it, isn't it? But I'm going to put you on the spot, Philip. One last one. What does the MPP look like in 5 years?
Ideally, we'll see a proliferation of overlay services. For me, that would be the real sign of success. So the first service is a real good test of the safety, security, reliability of the network. But it's been built to be open access. So we could have anything from fintechs to banks to partnerships using this infrastructure to deliver new payment services and data services to all sorts of customers in Australia. So in 5 years, a big success for me will be a whole array of overlay services solving problems for customers that we can't solve today.
And then just quickly, the overlay you refer to, that's the new OSCO, isn't it?
Yes, the first overlay service we're launching is called OSCO, and that essentially is a fast payment you can make 24/7 with more data. And you can also use the new Pay ID, which is a way to, rather than remember your BSB and account number, you can use something easily rememberable like your mobile phone.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, Philip.